We're going to watch Home Depot. Obviously, reducing the float is a big part of the growth story this year in particular. There's the president coming down the stairways of Air Force One in Hanoi. We'll watch to see how he's greeted here. And once again, quickly turn back to Eamon Javers. Maybe a little bit of a tick-tock, although I know it's late there, Eamon. What happens tonight?
Well, not much is going to happen tonight as you watch the president disembarking here from Air Force One, being greeted by officials there on the landing strip. We expect that the president is going to simply make his way to the place where he's going to spend the night tonight and catch up on his sleep. It is a vicious bit of jet lag for those of us who've traveled over here. We're 12 hours upside down from U.S. East Coast time, so the president's going to have an opportunity to settle in here and adjust to the time zone before we get underway tomorrow, and then we'll see a full schedule of events tomorrow, and you see the president shaking hands, greeting some of the local officials, and we do expect that the president will have dinner at some point with Kim Jung Un, but they've been keeping the schedule fairly flexible here, Carl, so we don't exactly know how all this is going to unfold, so this is going to be something to watch and follow it along.
Any sense as to how much of the runway here has been paved by Secretary Pompeo? There's a piece out today about how he's managed to help reassure allies who are concerned about the president's isolationist tendencies, and yet still remain within the good graces of the president himself.
You know, officials have been trying to give us some sense of what to expect here, but reporters asked that exact question in a briefing last week at the White House and said, how much has been pre-agreed here? Oftentimes what you see in these sorts of environments is that officials at a lower level have already agreed to a lot of the key details, and then they get the principals in the room, and it's effectively just a signing ceremony where they put their signatures to a large document that officially ratifies things that the lower level officials have done in the run-up to the summit. We don't get the sense that that's what's happening here. It's much more of a freewheeling affair here in Hanoi this time around. We don't know whether any details at all have been pre-agreed by both sides. White House officials declined to answer that question last week, so we'll wait and see whether they unveil something here of significance or not. You remember, these two leaders met last year in Singapore, and the president declared at the end of that summit that there was no more nuclear threat from North Korea, and the president has said that he is content with the fact that there have not been major launches or tests of nuclear weapons since that Singapore summit. He says he's in no rush to get to a final deal. So the president sort of ratcheting down some of the expectations for this summit in the run-up to this event last week, as you see him getting on board the beast there here in Vietnam.